Hi, Joe. John here. Happy holidays. Thanks for your patience. Just been a busy holiday week. Finally getting back to it here. Had a chance to download your video of your backhand and have got some things for you to work on that I think are going to help improve your performance quite a bit. First of all, let's just take a look at you play a few here as you play. Okay. And first thing I want you to try to do is get into more of a rhythm with your feet. So rather than walking back to your home position, shuffle back and keep your legs moving. Look how I'll move here. Shuffle, shuffle, bounce, bounce, move, play, shuffle, shuffle, bounce. Keep the rhythm. Backhand shot is really built on rhythm with the legs. And you want to keep your legs flowing and moving and not stop. You can see the whole time, even though I'm not moving quickly, my legs are in a flow of movement, and that's really important. So first of all, we need to get that in there, okay? So feel like you start with a bounce, bounce with your split step, and then work your way into a rhythmic movement into your swing, okay? First thing, feet, okay? Excuse me, I got a little bit of a cough from a cold recently. Okay, let's take a look here next and see what else we've got. So when you're going to play the ball, you tend to take and put your racket back and down, okay? So your first move is to put the racket down. I see you change your grip, which is good. And then you put your racket down. So your racket is in a position where you really have to pull it out to the ball. And it doesn't give you any racket head speed into what's called the slot of power. So if we go over here on my side, you'll see my racket's going to be above my hand, and it's going to drop in to create power. Right here, it's going to drop in, up, it's going to drop in and create that racket head speed. There's a lot of good things that come from taking your racket back above your hand. First of all, you can get the racket to indeed drop and come forward, so you create speed through this process. But you can also adapt to different heights of balls, and you can also change the spin on them as well. And I imagine you probably have difficult time with high contacts as well as changing spins. But we can change that by getting your take back. See, in your ready position, if we go back to your ready position here, let's go back to where your ready position is. Okay. You should have the racket distinctly above the hands, so it's in a 45-degree angle. And it's pretty close to that now. So when you coil to prepare to play your backhand, rather than taking the racket down as it's going here, it should be above your hand here, okay, as you see with me, okay? And now you have the ability to drop the racket head into the forward swing and create power, okay? That's going to help you quite a bit. So your left hand is going to help you with that, setting the racket. You can see how my left hand is really in a position here where it's holding the racket, and it's got the racket above the hand, so that's important, okay? So let's take a look here. Next up, notice how your last step is really, really wide off to the left. That's significant because all your energy is going this way. And you can see that what I'm doing here is I'm stepping forward on this particular ball. I'm trying to get my alignment. Certainly my right foot is past my left, but my alignment is more forward than it is sideways. So if you can get yourself set up so that you understand that the back leg is really the leg you want to get to the outside, and you'll see that here. Let's see if I get another ball. You'll see that most of the time my alignment is going to be more forward than sideways, and that's going to help you quite a bit as well, okay? And then finally, when you're coming into the ball here, you'll see your left hand is still on. Your left hand is still on. Your left hand is still on. It's only when you get here that you release it. And at this point in time, if we just do a little comparison of postures, you'll see how I'm very upright with my upper body. I'm flexing in my knees, which is important if the ball's low, and you're bent over. So when you're bent over like this, you have a very difficult time having power and control, okay? So I want to make sure you keep your posture straight. And then finally, see how your left hand is really bringing the racket to the ball? What you want to do here is you want the left hand to release. Look where my left hand lets go of the racket. It's got it here. It's got it as it's dropping. And then as the racket's about to come forward, the left hand lets it go. And here comes the racket. And now the left hand stays behind. Watch how the left hand stays behind here. It holds me sideways as I play onto the ball. Okay? Very important that you stay sideways through the forward swing and only face the net when you're done. Okay, I got another viewpoint from over here as well. Let's take a look. This will show you Here's the racket above the hand, going forward. Look how the left hand goes back and holds me. In this stage of the swing, I'm still pretty sideways. And that left hand is really pushed back as I swung forward. You can see the right. Oops, here we go. Let me get over there again. Sorry about that. Let's get over there. And let me shrink this up a little bit. And you'll see it here. The left hand will go back after it releases right here and hold me sideways as I swing through. Okay. On your side, you're really kind of doing too much work to help, and now you can see how far over you're leaning. So you're way off balance, and your left hand is in front of you, and you're losing control and power by being leaning over so much. So that's a big deal. So what do we do here? How do we really prioritize what's important? Well, the first thing I would say is get into a bounce here, get into a rhythm with your legs, and use your footwork to rhythmically take you to the ball, okay? And this is rather than this kind of a half run, half walk. And then when you make your coil, work on getting the racket above your hand so that it's up in this area here near your shoulder. And then you can drop that racket head in to your contact, and that's going to make a big difference for you. So we want that racket up in this area, okay? Grip looks pretty good. And then when you get over there, your racket's going to be above, and you're not going to be down underneath like this. In fact, you don't even need to close the racket that much to hit topspin, but that's a little different subject. And you won't have to do this hard pull. And then ultimately, you want to feel like your left hand releases, and you pull from the right shoulder, as you'll see me do over here. So I'm going to pull from that shoulder. Here I come, dropping the racket, and now pulling from the shoulder out to contact. And there's my contact well in front, staying sideways still. And when you get to contact, you've rotated around so much, and your left hand is still guiding the racket. So we got to get that left hand to get off the racket and counterbalance your forward swing. And then see how open you get at the end. Okay, and your left hand is well in front of you. Okay, so I would say footwork first, left hand second. Really try to keep your body sideways. Hope this helps. Let me know if you have questions. Feel free to work on it and send me another video, and we'll chip away at it and see if we can make some marked improvements here. All right? Thanks so much.